G'day, David Seymour, another session of the nitty gritty. Today, just talking about how do you handle disappointment. Disappointment comes in all sorts of levels really, doesn't it? The thing is, you can say, I'm disappointed my coffee went cold, or you can say, I'm disappointed that I've lost a big contract. Huge difference between the two. So let's just take a look at things and have a talk about, and I'd love your comments below how you handle disappointment when things don't go right in business. Firstly, if you're looking at disappointment from the respect of that you missed out on a listing, if you're a real estate person, or you didn't manage to make a sale go across the board, or if you're in some other business where you've quoted and missed out on business, or you've lost a contract or a customer that's of reasonable value, how do you deal with those sort of things? So the thing being for me is that you can dwell on the shit. You can go, oh that guy's a wanker because he didn't do his business with me, yada yada, and when you dwell on that negative stuff about that because you didn't do your job well enough, maybe you didn't sell the deal well enough, maybe you didn't actually find out what it was that they really were hoping to achieve, or maybe you misunderstood what their intentions or time frames were and didn't act appropriately on getting that job done or getting that business signed up. Well then, sometimes you've only got yourself to blame. Now that might sound a little bit harsh, saying that you've only got yourself to blame because it's somebody else's decision not to do business with you or not to continue to do business with you. But here's the thing you need to really look at. If you're in real estate, you go and do an appraisal, and if you don't sign it up there and then, whilst you're there, you're leaving the opportunity for other people to come in and do exactly that. Maybe it's not appropriate to sign up straight away, but what you've got to look at is what are the things that have actually contributed to the vendor doing business with somebody else. Is it the fact that you didn't build enough trust, enough rapport, enough of a relationship for them to feel that you were the person of choice to do business with? Or maybe it's something more dramatic in the respect of the other salesperson who has listed that property has slashed their commission, offered to do free advertising, given them a higher price. We all know these things. And here's what I have to say about that. If you missed out on the fact that someone gave them a much higher price appraisal based on the fact that they were just going in on that basis to get the listing, and or they discounted their commissions up front, well, hey, good luck to them. That's what you've got to say. Because if you're in business, you want to actually be in business for the right reasons. You don't want to be bullshitting people, and you don't want to be underselling your service just because somebody else does. But here's something else to have a think about. You need to maybe evaluate how that whole appointment process and the follow-up phone calls and that sort of thing went as far as the conversations you had, and maybe look at the time frames involved. Maybe consider that the fact that you saw the client or the vendor on Monday and you didn't follow up till Thursday or Friday to see where they're at. Maybe you didn't actually ask for the business. As I've said before in my videos, you need to go and actually ask for the business. And sitting there and hoping that they ring you rather than ring another agent or another business is not the way to actually get good business. But just taking a look at how that process went will help you decide whether there are things that you could be doing better. And that is in the way of your presentations, and that could be in the way of the way you follow up, time frames and that sort of thing. If you're in another business where you've been doing some quotes, and I've said it time and time again, I know that there's a lot of businesses out there that they do quotes for people, they email them through or even post them out and never follow up. And then when you see that job being done by somebody else, you get bitchy about it. Don't be disappointed that you didn't get the job because they chose somebody else. Be disappointed in yourself that you didn't act appropriately. You did not take sufficient action to actually secure the business. If you have a big client leave you, or any client really, but if you have a client leave you and you don't really know the reason, here's the thing. Why don't you phone them and ask them for an honest conversation about why they've chosen to go to another company or to another real estate person or whatever the case is. Just say, look, so I can learn from this, what is it that attracted you to leave or go somewhere else? Ask the question so you learn to understand where your shortfalls may have been. And for example, and I'm not being nasty about it, but the thing being is that if you're in a business that you've lost a client and you don't ever ask them why, you know, that's actually worse than anything else I can think of. You need to know why your client has chosen to leave. Is it on price? Is it on delivery of the product, time frames? Is it the attitude of your staff? Is it that you just didn't have the ability to fill their needs anymore because you don't do what they really need you to do anymore? Hey, and that happens, and that's fine. But here's the thing. If you go and ask them, why was it that they left to go to another business or company or agent, and maybe it was one of your staff. Maybe one of your staff was rude to them, and not knowingly rude. Maybe just sort of had a smart-ass comment or something, thinking that they had this great friendly relationship, to find out that the relationship's not that friendly that you can joke around. Or maybe they weren't taken seriously about their questioning on delivery times or product quality or whatever it may be. And it's the same with real estate people. Sometimes you may not have explained the situation. Maybe you didn't convince them well enough on how you were going to market their property. So handling disappointment, what you've got to do is dissect it and look at why business didn't go your way, why things didn't go your way. And rather than go, oh, well, I don't care. The thing being, with just a little bit of adjustment in your whole way you do things, could attract you a whole lot more business. You might be saying something that upsets a certain part of the client's business, or the way their morals or their standards or their ethics or their beliefs. And if you didn't realize that, and it might be only a little tiny thing to you, but it could be huge to them. So by learning those sort of things will help you gain more business. So accepting that you can't always win everything and you can't always have all the business in town. So accepting the disappointment in that respect, but learning from it, and not just going, oh, well, maybe I'll have to be there sooner or later, What you need to do is actually have that conversation with the client and learn from it and take it on board. Don't get defensive about it. Just accept the criticism or the critiquing of the way you do business and learn how to do it better. So don't be disappointed in that respect. Be happy that you can learn from those experiences. Happy to see your comments below. I'm David Seymour. That's the nitty-gritty of selling today. Have a great week.